She the queen, yeah, that's Queen Esquire. Legal trouble, she getting you out the fire. Another day and she solving another case. Cause she litigate with dignity and grace. She the queen, yeah, that's Queen Esquire. Legal trouble, she getting you out the fire. Another day and she solving another case. Cause she litigate with dignity and grace.
Hey Barbie, Chloe, period I, period 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 period got my name up in your mouth, you don't know no better. Don't forget I'm from the south, yeah, I got them headers. You watching everything I do, studying all of my moves. Wish you could do what I do. Period I, period period I, period period I, period period I, period period.
Hello, litigators and opinionators. Court is now in session. You guys, I had to come on here and I had to talk about this case, man. This case is tragedy. It's so tragic and it is so sad. Met the man who is Joliet. I don't even know who that is. Anywho, I don't know who that is, sweetie. But this tragedy is just sad. Oh my gosh, guys. Like, I had to come talk to you because it's crazy. This young man on the screen lost his mind, y'all. He is 23 years old. He lives in Chicago. And he just literally lost his mind. I don't know if it's because we have free access to firearms in America where people just, you know, it causes them to feel more emboldened to commit these kind of heinous murders. I have no idea who it is. Oh, you're here in Chicago. Okay. Hi, Method Man. It's wonderful to have you here, sir. Give us your input. Maybe you heard about this case. This case is crazy. So this man, just to summarize it before we get into the article, he went out on a rampage, guys, and he shot up 7 of his family members and attempted to kill an 8th one. That one ended up just surviving because he just got shot in the leg. And then he turned around and unalived himself. He took his own life. And they found him in Texas, which was crazy, guys, because he was in Chicago. He ended up being discovered in Texas unalived. So let's get into it now. We're going to get into this story. This story is crazy. And the sad part is he basically took his life and nobody knows why he just lost his mind. But this guy had, you know, indications within him that would show that he was going to eventually commit this type of crime. For example, he had a criminal history of, you know, robbery and theft at the age of 19. He had road rage incidents. There was an incident that, you know, we're going to talk about today where he threw a water bottle at a young lady and shot at her car multiple times. Luckily, she survived. So this was a predicting situation. I don't know if this kid had mental health issues or something, but this is just so sad that he just took out 7 family members along with himself. And he didn't unalive himself immediately. He unalived himself, you know, after leaving and going to Texas. So it's crazy. So let's get into this crazy article, guys. What is happening to our world? I mean, I don't know. You know, I go to other countries, like, for example, I went to Africa, and I feel so much safe there because I don't have to worry about looking over my shoulder of somebody with a firearm ready to shoot, you know, at any moment. But in America, it's like, you never know. You never know. And I feel like firearms just embolden people. But anyways, let's get into this article. Joliet shootings. Oh yeah, you said Joliet cop. Thank you, Method Man. Yeah, Joliet shootings. 7 people are found unalived or shot dead in 2 homes, 2 separate homes, y'all. This is crazy. Cops were surveying after unaliving at a nearby property. So the officers were going to these different properties to try to find the suspect. And as they were going to these properties, they kept finding more and more dead bodies. Isn't this crazy? I would not want to be an officer. Okay. Police chief says it's the worst crime scene I've seen amid hunt for suspect who was on bond. And this was just released January today. but just it's crazy how the turn of events, turned out when they found him. But anyway, Nance is still at large. For this article, he was still at large, guys, but he was eventually found. But at the time that they wrote this article, he was still at large, and he was believed to be driving a red Toyota Camry with the license plate Q730412. He has been linked to 2 other shootings on Sunday, where one 28-year-old man was shot and killed, and another was shot in the leg but survived. I just want to know, how people say snapped? There's this TV show called Snapped. And I'm like, what really makes people just snap and just lose their mind to just unalive people and to this degree? Like, really, guys, what draws people to do this? Illinois police are searching for an armed and dangerous suspect with 7 family members were found shot dead in 2 homes in Joliet on Monday, and another man was unalived on Sunday. So this man, guys, was going around unaliving people in multiple days. Sunday they found somebody deceased. Then Monday they found more dead bodies. This is crazy. I wonder if there's still more bodies out there that they didn't discover yet. Who knows? The suspect, Romeo Nance, 23, was still at large on Monday. That was today evening, and is believed to be driving a red Toyota Camry with the license plate we just discussed. Will County Sheriff's Office started investigating after 2 separate shootings. On Sunday, when a 28-year-old man was fatally shot and another man was shot in the leg but survived. And I don't even know if these other 2 men were even related to him. He was just shooting people left and right. Now, I don't know what this video is about, guys. I don't think it's related, so I'm just not even going to watch this. Let's just pause it there. So after the shootings had happened, guys, they were trying to find this man. So they set up these surveillance at the addresses that were linked to Nance's car. Basically, they ran his license plate. They figured out where his car was registered to, and they basically, pulled up surveillance. They had surveillance there. They were surveying him. They had police cars parked out near his house, waiting for him to return to this address. However, he never came back anyway. So they were surveying this address that was linked to his registration on Sunday night in the 2200 block of West Acres Road. When he didn't return, they said they knocked on the door and then forced entry to find multiple deceased people. Oh my gosh, guys, this is crazy. Can you believe this, guys? So after they ran his license plate, they found out where his car is registered. Can you believe these officers are sitting outside for hours waiting for him to get home, not realizing that there's dead bodies in the house? That's some crazy stuff, isn't it? Hindsight 2020. Just imagine you're a cop and you're out sitting waiting for a suspect, and you go in after for several hours, and then you go into the house and you find all these deceased bodies. That is crazy. And the sad part is we're never going to know why he did this. No, there's no justifiable reason for why he did it. But just knowing he did this crime, you just really want to ask yourself why. Man. Okay, guys, so that's crazy. They come in the house, right? They find multiple dead bodies. Joliet Police Chief Bill Evans and the dead people are family members. 2 were found in one house, while 5 were found in another house across the road. This is crazy. So he just lost his mind. It's like he decided he wanted to take his life. So he just figured he'd take the life of all his other family members right along with him. That's why you have to be very careful of some people who are suffering from mental illness. If they say they're going to unalive themselves, if there's somebody who has violent tendencies in the past, be very wary, because these individuals are more than likely to take the life of anybody else associated with them as well. They'll take you out right along with themselves. So be very careful. If you hear someone saying something like, "Oh, I'm going to take my life," and they have other violent tendencies, I'd be very wary, because that's a dangerous person. Anyway, so they went to one house and found 2 people dead there. And then they went to another house and found 5 people in that house. That's crazy. He was going house to house, guys. This is crazy. He said, "I've been a policeman for 29 years. This is probably the worst crime scene I have ever been associated with." And this is the man here. And you guys are not going to believe this. This photo right here that you're looking at, this was one of his mug shots. Yes, I said that correctly. So when he was 19 years old, he was arrested for theft and robbery. Okay. Oh, wait, what is this? Oh, Lord. Why did this just... Sorry, guys. I have to stop sharing really quick and get this thing to go back. Sorry for about these pop-ups. The pop-ups like to just mess up and interfere. But anyway, let's get back to the story. So that mugshot that I showed you, that was a mugshot of when he was 19 years old, and he was arrested for robbery and theft. Can you believe he's sitting here smiling like he won an Academy Award or something? Who sits there and smiles that hard when you're taking a mugshot for some crimes that you committed? That don't make any sense to me at all. Oh, that's a good question. Were they all sleeping? Girl or guy? I don't know if you're a girl, guy, or Bruna. I have no idea. Hi, William. How are you doing, love? Hi, everybody in the chat. I have no idea. That's a good question. Because he just went to both houses. I mean, the officers didn't give us any details of how their bodies were positioned or if they're awake or not. But that sounds like a good theory, Bruna, were they all sleeping? That could have probably been the scenario, but we have no idea because the officers haven't really given us a detail of how they were positioned. I know at least one of the individuals was awake. He was a Nigerian who was unalived. He was shot in the head. I don't even know if he was related to Romeo, but he was also shot, and he was a Nigerian man that had been here for only 3 years. But look at this man sitting here smiling, you guys, ear to ear in a mugshot. Who does that? Like he won an Academy Award or it's a graduation picture. This man was a sick man, very sick man. And he was like a loose cannon and had some very severe anger issues as well. But he did have some nice teeth, though. I just got to say it. But anyways, that has nothing to do with anything, guys. Sorry. Illinois police are searching Romeo Nance, who's said to be armed and dangerous. This was the crime scene. The two homes are located on 2200 block of West Acre. So it seems like the family members kind of live very close in proximity. I just feel so sad for these family members, you guys, that were just taken out like that. Dang, man. If he was so sad with his life, why would you do that to the family members, though? Like, what was really going on with this family? I really want to know. So they had this whole place taped out, guys, after they had discovered the bodies to do the investigation. Here's another live footage photo of the incident. And 2 people were found in one home in Joliet, while 5 were found in another home. That's crazy. See, look at this. Another picture of him smiling like he's in a photo shoot in a mugshot. Like, this is crazy. Yeah, even the Nigerian guy, Bruna, I don't even know if he was related. Yeah, he was shot in the head. He was a nutcase, Bruna. But I'm like wondering, like, was the Nigerian guy even related, or was he just randomly shot? That's another question I have. But this man smiling ear to ear in a mugshot. Like, I just think that's disturbing. It's a telltale sign. And this was a mugshot that was taken back in 2019 after he was charged with theft and robbery. So to see his callous smile back then, you already can tell this man was a menace to society. Let's take a look at this video here of what's going on in the tragedy. Sorry, guys, about the annoying ads. I can't stand the ads. Sorry, guys. We'll have to wait till these annoying ads go away. Ooh, these are cute pink little tools, though. Sorry, that's had nothing to do with this tragedy, guys. Sorry. How do you skip the ads? It is so annoying. And there's no way to skip it, guys. So we'll have to wait for this annoying ad to go by. Anyway, I probably want to read an article until this is done. Come on. And I'm just wondering, what was the association with the Nigerian man? Was he related to them? Was he not related to them? Because, the officers are not giving us any details, and we'll just never know. The thing that frustrates me is we'll never know why. Like, they don't give us any details about what was going on because this guy just took his life later on. Yeah, William says someone around this dude had to see something like this coming. Exactly. The suspect.
WGN's Jenna Barnes is now at the scene, joining us live. Jenna. Yeah, Brian, Micah, we got to the scene here moments ago, and Joliet police confirm multiple people were found dead in 2 separate homes here on West Acres Road. We're going to zoom in and show you this scene. This is a residential neighborhood. Again, West Acres Road. The cross street is Madison Street. You can see multiple layers of police tape up as they investigate. We have a picture of who police are looking for. He is 23-year-old Romeo Nance. He is considered armed and dangerous. Police say if you see him, call 911. He's believed to be driving this red Toyota Camry. The license plate is Q730412. Now, this is the same car that's connected to 2 other shootings yesterday in Will County and in Joliet. One of them was also deadly. The Will County Sheriff's Office says those shootings appeared to be random in nature, but this car was spotted at both crime scenes right before the crimes occurred. The Will County Sheriff's Office, they were searching for that car when Joliet police announced their investigation into these shootings here this afternoon. It appears the man police are looking for was out on bond for another shooting incident that occurred about a year ago, in which he's accused of shooting at a woman. We're working to learn more about that history as police here continue to investigate these homicides. We are expecting an update from Joliet police in about an hour. We'll be back live with you with that update when it happens. For now, we're live in Joliet. Jenna Barnes, WGN News.
Thank you, Jenna.
And guys, what's crazy is I just looked at another article. So they just discovered him deceased after he was confronted by the officers, right? Because he took his life. But they're saying now 8 people are dead. I don't know if they're including him as the 8th person or they're saying 8 people in addition to him. But I know Bruna's like, girl, why did they let this guy out on bond? Girl, because, well, the theft and the arrest happened 2019. So that case was already probably litigated. My question is, Bruna, this man shot at a woman in a car. There was like a road rage situation where I don't know what year that was. Actually, let's read this article. It's going to be in the article. We'll get to it. So as you can see here, this man was going on a rampage, killing his family members in various houses. And I don't know, some Nigerian man. I don't know why the Nigerian man got unalived as well, but I don't even know if he's related. But anyways, let's get into that. Will County Sheriff's Office Deputy Chief Dan Jungles said they had been working on the investigation into Nance since Sunday. That was just yesterday, when they were called to a report of a man bleeding from his head at 5 Pheasant Run Lane. He said, our officers responded to that area for a person found with blood coming out of his head. And upon deputies' arrival, they located a gunshot wound. That is so sad, guys. He was so this is how this whole thing started. It started when they discovered the Nigerian man that was shot in the head, and that's how they started the investigation and located multiple deceased bodies in multiple different houses. And actually, it's 3 different locations where they found dead bodies. So 2 houses, and then I don't know if this was outside where they found the Nigerian man. So he was transported to a local area hospital where he succumbed to his injuries. Dang, that's sad. And the sad part is the man who was identified as 28-year-old Toyosi Bakar, and he was originally from Nigeria, who he had been living in the United States for approximately 3 years. And you know what makes this so sad? Because a lot of foreigners want to come to America so bad. They just think, they see America as the land of privilege and opportunities and stuff like that, which it is. But they don't realize the dangers of America. That Nigerian man would have probably still been alive today if he was in Nigeria, keeping it real. Even though he may have been living in poverty or the situations he's dealing with, he may have still been alive. As sad as it is, man. He comes here to America for a new life and gets shot up because people cannot seem to control themselves when it relates to firearms. It's just so sad, isn't it? Dang, poor Nigerian man tried to come here and have a good life. That is so sad. Anyway, Deputy Chief Jungle said they quickly identified Nance's vehicle and found it was linked to another non-fatal shooting where a man was shot in the leg but survived in Joliet the same day. So guys, he did not just unalive allegedly 7 to 8 people, but he also attempted to kill another person. So that's 9 people shot so far, 9 total. He is said at midnight On Sunday, officers set up constant surveillance near an address linked to Nance's vehicle in 2200 West Acres Road, but it yielded negative results. Of course, he wasn't going to come back there. After Nance or the car failed, and you know why he wasn't going to come back there, guys? Because he had already unalived 5 people at that residence already, so he wasn't going to come back there. He was done with that area. So after Nance or the car failed to appear at the address, Deputy Chief Jungles said, it just before noon this morning, our officers then went to a residence, located blood, made entry where they located 2 deceased individuals. Dang, I would not want to be an officer. You know, these officers, guys, they probably have nightmares. They probably have mental health issues. Dang. They said our deputies did go to one of the residents, knocked on the door first. And when they received no response, they knew that the house across the street was related to the individuals in that house. And isn't that crazy? Like the relatives all live like really near each other, in close proximity. So it seemed like they were really close family. You know, they could go across the street just to talk to family members. And they had this one cuckoo family member, Romeo. And like, I think Method Man said it, or one of the people in the chat said, was it Method Man or Bruna or William? Sorry, Mr. Senior said, people had to have seen something wrong with this dude. I feel like they probably seen something off about him and just didn't do anything about it. A lot of times they disregard people who have these issues until it's too late. Y'all need to stop ignoring the signs. Okay? So they said we had surveillance on it all through the evening and into this morning. Constant surveillance, hoping the vehicle would return to that residence, which it did not. And that's when we made the decision to try to make contact with the registered owner of the vehicle. And this is the officer, the Joliet Police Chief, Bill Evans, said it was the worst crime scene he had seen in his 29 years. And you guys know, Chicago sometimes can have a lot of criminal activity going on. And for him to be an officer and a chief and being an officer in that area for 29 years and to say that's the worst he's seen, dang, that's really bad, guys. Yeah, Bruna, they didn't really let him on bond because out on bond, they never captured him. That's why. So he was never ever arrested. I don't know why they let him out when he attempted to kill that other woman too a few years back. So I don't know. The justice system is too lenient. They're too lenient. They have more protections for criminals than they do victims, as sad as it is. Anywho, Deputy Chief Dan Jungles, oh, this is the Dan Jungles right here. Okay. Said they had been surveying the houses since midnight on Sunday. And let's take a look at this press conference that they did. They probably got an ad, guys, so hold back. We'll have to see. I knew it. So they did have this press conference in Chicago that we'll take a look at right now.
To locate a suspect in this homicide. On behalf of the Joliet Police Department and the Will County Sheriff's Office, our hearts go out to the victims' families of this heinous crime. We will do everything in our power here at the Joliet Police Department to bring the person responsible for this to justice. We are currently looking for a suspect by the name of Romeo Nance. Nance is 23 years old. He's 6'2", 160 pounds. He's an African-American male. His last known address was right here in the 2200 block. If you have any contact with this suspect, please contact your local authorities. Do not attempt to take this subject into custody on your own. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. I'm Dan Jungles, Deputy Chief of the Will County Sheriff's Office. The Will County Sheriff's Office has been working this investigation since yesterday when a shooting occurred in our jurisdiction at 5 Pheasant Run Lane in unincorporated Joliet Township. Our officers responded to that resident or to that area for a person found with blood coming out of his head. And upon deputies' arrival, they located a gunshot wound. He was transported from that area to a local area hospital where he succumbed to his injuries. The victim in our incident has been identified as Toyosai Bakar. That's Toyosi, first name, last name Bakar, Bakare. He's 28 years old. He is originally from Nigeria and has been living in the Will County area for the past 3 years. Early on in this investigation, we were able to identify a suspect vehicle to our homicide, which coincided with a earlier shooting that happened in Joliet approximately 10 minutes prior to our report. We were able to locate various information on our suspect and search the area for this suspect vehicle. All attempts to locate the suspect have been negative at this time, and the Will County Sheriff's Office is seeking the public help along with the Joliet Police Department in locating this suspect. At this time, at approximately 12 a.m. early today, our officers set up surveillance in this area in an attempt to locate the vehicle, which yielded negative results. At approximately 8:45, at approximately shortly before noon this morning, our officers then went to a residence, located blood outside of the residence, and made entry where they found 2 deceased individuals. And that's when we contacted the Joliet Police Department regarding this incident. That's about all the information I have at this time. Thank you very much.
And the officers haven't disclosed the identity of the family members yet, but family members were telling some reporters that basically Romeo's mother, his aunt, his 3 sisters, his brother, his girlfriend, and his uncle all live in the 2 homes that are involved. So that's crazy. So amongst the could be siblings, even his own mom, possibly. That is some sad, and possibly even his girlfriend. So we don't know exactly who it is, but those are the people that live in those residences. This story is crazy, y'all. It is so crazy.
We will take a few questions, so we will do, again, understandably, we do have to keep it brief. So, do you have any kind of motive for these shootings, or at least the one that took place today?
At this time, we do not have any motive. Obviously, this is an ongoing investigation. We're deeply entrenched in this, and as of this time, we're still moving forward with that.
What is Nance's connection to this scene and to the others?
I can't say that right now. It's an ongoing investigation. I think it would be against my better judgment to comment on that anymore.
You don't know if he knows these individuals or knew any of them?
He does know the victims.
Can you talk about the victims at both locations? Are they all related?
I believe they are related.
In both homes?
Yes, we do have to be very careful about how much information we provide at this time, but they are related.
How were those other 2 shootings yesterday connected to this?
We do believe that they are both those shooting investigations from yesterday have some correlation with the shootings here today that we're dealing with. At this point, we can't tell you exactly why we believe that, but we'll hold off on that information for now.
Chief, can you give us age range, please, of the victims?
No, not at this point. No, that's correct.
Bill, do we have 8 total homicide victims counting the Will County Sheriff's case then?
Correct.
8 total?
Yes, we have 7 here at this scene. We have another at the Will County scene. No, ma'am, there was not.
Are the victims yesterday related to the victims at this time?
We don't believe so.
Not related,
We don't believe so at this time.
but somehow connected to.
There could be, yes, there could be. And like I said, guys, it's a very fluid investigation. I'm limited in what I can tell you. I don't want to say anything that's going to compromise an investigation, but at this time, I'll answer anything I'm available to answer for. Yes. Yes, I believe he does have a criminal history.
Can you talk about resources here? Will County Sheriff's Deputy, Joliet Police.
And so at this time, guys, let me see if you guys can hear me. At this time, it was only believed to be 7 people that were deceased. But the updates have since changed, guys, before we get into the rest of that press conference. In breaking news just an hour ago, they said the police have confirmed that 9 people were shot. I am done with this story, y'all. I'm done. 9 people, man. He killed 9 people. 9 people were shot, y'all. 8 people have been unalived in Joliet, Illinois. So he unalived 8 people. And that's when he was still at large. This is the time when he hadn't been found yet. So he actually killed 8 people individually. And then he killed himself. So you total, that's 9. And then 9 people were actually shot. But if you include him, that's 10 people total. If you want to include him in the whole number. He shot 10 people, including himself, if you want to do that. 8 of them died. And they were all family members. This is one of the biggest family member massacres I have seen in many years, because we hear of these family massacres, but it's usually what, like 1 or 2 people, maybe 4 at the most, but not 8 family members. Yeah, he even had a girlfriend, Bruna. Yep, they said the girlfriend was living at the house. I don't know if she was unalived either. She said, can you hit while he's in a coffin? Imagine his girlfriend family, her life was cut short because he's a social. I know, man. You got to be careful who you get with. And like Method Man said, I don't know how coroners and morticians are saying. I agree. How could you take on a job like that? You got to have a different type of mindset to take on a job like that. So that's when they were searching for him. At the time, they had said 8 people died by then. That's crazy. The number just kept growing, and we don't know if that number is even done yet. So he might even took his mom out, his siblings, his 3 sisters. That's crazy. An uncle, who knows? I don't know exactly. All of the family members are saying here, based on this article here, is that what did they say? Let's go back up here. 8 people unalived. Dang, I got to change my title now that 8 people died. That's crazy. You could say 9 if you want to include him, but like he even really matters after what he did. He is crazy. I was trying to find that list of the people. It's somewhere up here, but they were saying an uncle lived there, three sisters. He had 3 sisters, a mom and a girlfriend. All lived at those residences, so nobody knows exactly which ones died, though. That's crazy. 9 people he shot. Dang, this is one of the biggest family massacres I have seen, guys. At 5 hours ago, that's when they only had 7 people, but the number has changed. I'm trying to see if they have. I really want to know if they can look in his phone to see why he killed, like why he did this. Like, first of all, there's no reason for why he did it. He clearly had some issues, like serious issues. This was the car that he was in when he took his life, allegedly. I don't know if he took his life in the car or not. But anyways, let's get back to the news conference. I just wanted to tell you that update in there that he actually killed 8 people, not 7. And if you want to include him, 9 people total that he killed. 10 people he shot.
Who else is helping in this investigation?
That's correct. We did employ the assistance of the FBI Fugitive Task Force. We have full court press as far as the Joliet Police Department is concerned. We are partnering with the Will County Sheriff's Office. A number of different agencies are involved in this, but those are probably the primary agencies right now that are doing all the legwork.
Sure. And just on a personal note, 7 people. How do you people react to something like that?
I've been a policeman 29 years. This is probably the worst crime scene I've ever been associated with.
And again, you said that the 2 households are related. Are they family members specifically?
We do believe that they are family members.
2 victims in one house, 5 in another.
That's correct.
How did you decide to go check on the other house? What led you to the second?
That would be a better question for Chief Jungles.
So our deputies did go to one of the residents, knocked on that door first, and when they received no response, they knew that the house across the street was related to the individuals that resided at that house. They walked over there. And that's when they discovered the blood and made entry into the house to look for injured individuals.
Gee, you were staking out the house last night and then stopped staking it out, and that's when things happened this morning?
No, we had surveillance on it all throughout the evening and into this morning, constant surveillance, hoping that the vehicle would return to that residence, which it did not. And that's when we made the decision to try to make contact with the registered owner of the vehicle.
And so just clarity in terms of victims and homes, the 2 homes involved, 4 people inside one home, 3 in the other. What's the exact breakdown?
5 and 2.
5 and 2.
Chief, is there any indication how long?
I don't have that information yet. The autopsy is still pending. That's something I can't comment on.
I believe he's still in the area.
That's not something we can comment on right now.
What do you advise the residents to do as the night grows longer? Should they be concerned?
Well, obviously, with a crime of this magnitude, with this heinous act.
Well, now that the suspect is deceased, I hope they come with a more detailed news conference. I hope they comb through his phone to look at his text messages. There's got to be something, y'all, because I need some closure as to what was going on in this man's head that led to him just to lose his mind this much and shoot 9 people. Actually, 10 if you want to include his busted self. 10 folks out of nowhere. Like, that's just crazy. Like, guys, what is happening to our country, our world?
We are putting everything in our power to bring this individual to justice, and we are telling individuals to remain vigilant, stay safe.
Just for clarity, after yesterday's crime, you guys identified your guy who just staked out his house here, his last name truck, hoping he would come back. He never did, and at some point you threw suspicious emails on the floor.
That is correct.
Yeah, as far as we know, we're thinking Nance is alone, right? We don't think he has anybody else.
I'm not going to comment on that.
You know, these victims, are they Nance's family? You think there's
The relationship, I can't 100% say, but they are known individuals to Nance. Thank you.
All right, guys. Again, it's stated very clearly that this is a evolving investigation. It is all of our goals, to have more information as time progresses, and when it is appropriate to release that information, we will be happy to do that. So again, just echoing the words of the chief and deputy chief, just stay vigilant and provide that information the best we can, and we can do that with your help. So thank you.
Okay, guys, it looks like they're not really giving us anything of substance in the rest of this video. So let's just keep going with the article. So Chief Evans said they do not have any motive for the shootings, but that Nance does know the victims. So what would have led him to be mad at all of his family members like that? Like, really, what would tick him off that bad that he goes to 2 different family residents and just shoots up everybody? I don't get it. He said they are related. We do believe they are family members. He added, our hearts go out to the victims' families of this heinous crime. We will do everything in our power here at the Joliet Police Department to bring a person responsible to this for justice. Now, imagine the family members. They have to do 9 funerals, y'all. Well, they may not even do one. Well, I mean, he's still their family member. So that's 9 funerals. Imagine how much money that's going to cost. Dang, that is some crazy stuff to think about that when you really put it into full perspective. 9 funerals, y'all. For one family having to do that, that's a lot. That's a lot of death. That is so sad. Hi, William. That is so sad, y'all. Man. He added he said Nance is 6'2". So Nance was pretty tall. He was 170 pounds. His last known address was in 2200 West Acres Block. Chief Evans warned the public to be vigilant and said, do not attempt to take the subject into custody on your own. Earlier on Monday, the Joliet Police Department said Nance should be regarded as armed and dangerous. Anyone with information regarding his vehicle are asked to contact the law enforcement. This part doesn't matter because we already know he's found deceased. At 1 p.m. on Monday, the police closed West Acre Road between Madison Street and Springfield Avenue to conduct the investigation when they discovered the bodies. The police confirmed in a 3 p.m. update that several people had died and they are searching for Nance, and they would not give a number at first. And this is his car. I think we already seen this red Toyota Camry that can you believe it, guys? He was in Illinois, right? Joliet, Illinois. And he drove his car all the way from Illinois to Texas. That's where he unalived himself. Dang. I wonder if he had a connection to Texas or he just randomly chose to go to Texas. So they were looking for this red Toyota Camry, which was seen near the scenes of 2 of their shootings on Sunday. And that was the license plate. Here's another photo of that same car. I think this might have been a photo. Somebody had a video surveillance in the neighborhood too. Nance was arrested by Joliet police before in 2023. Oh my God, that was just last year, y'all. He was arrested last year after allegedly trying to shoot a woman multiple times. Now I'm with Bruna on this. That is attempted murder. He literally shot at this woman multiple times in her car. That is attempted murder. So I'm with Bruna. Why was this man left out free like that? He should have been in jail. I mean, this was a prediction waiting to happen. He had shot at this woman in the car last year multiple times. The 36-year-old woman was driving when a black 4-door sedan began honking at her. This sounds like a road rage situation. The driver then pulled up alongside her and threw a water bottle at her before following her car and pointing a gun at her. So this sounds like something happened in a road rage situation, and he got heated and mad and followed this woman, threw a water bottle at her. Then allegedly he shot at the woman multiple times, but didn't hit her before speeding away. She got so lucky, you guys, she didn't get hit. This guy was a psychopath. That alone right there should tell you that this man already was displaying signs of disturbance and sociopath-like tendencies. So I don't understand why there was no intervention. Why was this man allowed to possess firearms after shooting at a woman multiple times just last year? All of his firearms should have been confiscated. But in America, obtaining a gun is very easy, and it's so much free access to guns, especially in the underground world, that even if he probably was prohibited from having firearms, he could have had easy access to it. So that could have happened anyway, regardless of the laws. So we already know stricter laws are going to fix this issue. Police identified Nance as a suspect found him near his house and arrested him after a brief struggle. So he was over here fighting with officers too. He just had a straight anger issue and a total disregard for human life and a total disregard and reverence for the law. This man was a psychopath and should have been locked up somewhere. He was charged with aggravated discharge of a weapon, aggravated unlawful use of a weapon, aggravated assault, reckless discharge of a firearm, and obstructing a peace officer. Again, this is the problem here with the charges. Why was he not charged with attempted murder? This is the problem here. This is what I'm trying to tell you guys. Our laws are so lenient. Our laws allow these criminals to have so many privileges in this society, which is why there is no deterrence to criminal conduct. So the question and the issue at hand is, why was he not charged with attempted murder? He literally he followed this woman, number one. Then he pointed a gun at her, shot at her multiple times. That is attempted murder. He wanted to kill this woman. He just got lucky because she didn't get hit. Oh my God, Method Man. So another case Method Man is bringing up in 2008, Jesse Dotson unalived 6 family members, including children in Memphis. Yeah, okay. That case is crazy, but this case is like an elevated case even more because this man Romeo unalived 8 family members. Dang. So, and he shot 9 people, 9 family members, but he unalived 8 of them. These people out here are crazy. Dang. It'd be your own family members too, taking your life. That's sad. So first of all, I don't like these charges. I feel like they're too lenient on him last year, which is why he wasn't deterred. He was released after posting $10,000 of a $100,000 bond in March 10th, 2023. According to court documents seen by WGN9, and was due back in court February 1st. Oh my gosh, guys. So he was supposed to go back to court next week. Oh my gosh. This is probably why he did what he did, because he knew he was going to go to prison for a very long time. And he was like, not on my watch. So he turns around, unalives himself, and takes his family along with him. That is some crazy stuff. That could have been a motive, because people think they're going to be facing, many years in prison, because he probably was going to be in prison for a hot minute. He was also imprisoned age 19 and charged with 2 counts of robbery, 2 counts of theft, and 1 charge of unlawful possession of cannabis. My gosh, guys, this man was a menace to society. He really, really was. And I'm pretty sure that the family members saw the signs. They probably wanted to stay out of his way. Didn't really, when you have that one crazy family member, you just try to stay out of their way. You don't really pay them any mind, but not realizing that this man was going to end up unaliving his family member later on. So let's see what ended up happening. What was the turn of events? Crazy. Let's check out this one. I don't know if this is the actual case. So here it is. They said, so the update was that Romeo Nance, Joliet mass murder suspect, dies in Texas. So Romeo Nance, age 23, was suspected of 8 murders around Joliet over the weekend. On Monday night, he took his own life, authorities say. Crazy, y'all. Romeo Nance, the 23-year-old Joliet criminal defendant who was suspected of killing 7 people on West Acres Road, and a 28-year-old Nigerian man at Joliet Township Pheasant Run Apartments over the weekend took his own life on Monday night in Texas, Chicago CBS channel has reported. So, guys, I guess the Nigerian man wasn't even related to the family members. So I don't know why he just randomly up and shot the Nigerian dude. That is so sad. The dude, he had nothing to do with nothing. Probably minding his own business outside and then ran into this lunatic. That's some crazy stuff. So the Nigerian man was at this township apartments over the weekend. That's sad. Don't think gonna take the Nigerian man out just trying to survive. He was only here for 3 years. That's sad. Anyway, CBS said that Nance died at a gas station in Natalia, Texas. Oh, so Mr. Nance was at a gas station trying to get some gas when the officers pulled up on him. I see. Earlier in the day, the Will County Sheriff's Office and Joliet Police announced they were looking for Nance and a red Camry that he was believed to be driving. Nance lived in the 2200 block of West Acre Road, where 7 people were unalived from gunshot wounds over the weekend. West Side block from St. Joe's Hospital. Dang, guys, that is crazy. So he killed, basically, in summary, he killed 7 of his family members, and then he killed one person who had nothing to do with anything. That was a Nigerian man. So that was a total of 8 people he took out. And then you want to include the 9th person he shot was himself. And then there was a 10th person that was shot in the leg, but he survived. This is a crazy story, y'all. This is crazy. I mean, it really does warn you that sometimes you can't even always trust family members. Just because someone is your blood, you never know if they might be the very reason or person that takes you out. Man, this kid was crazy. Nobody even knows why he did it. I hope that the officers will give us more details, because it kind of leaves a hole in the case, because nobody knows why he did what he did. Although, of course, it doesn't justify the murders. It just leaves a hole for everybody to wonder what was going on in this man's head. Like, what would make him take them all out? Did he feel like, you know, he had nothing to live for because he was going to go back to prison next week because that's where he was going to head, because he was going to court next week. I don't know if he was going to have a trial next week. I don't know what really was going on, or maybe he was going to enter a plea and they were going to sentence him next week. But he obviously felt like he didn't want to be here anymore. But to take your family right along with you is insane, y'all. William says condolences and prayers for families affected by this tragedy. Yes, Zach. Oh, William says, I work in a state psychiatric hospital for almost 14 years. You do, Williams? How do you do it? And came across all kinds of criminally insane people. Really? This dude tops anyone and anything I've ever seen. Wow. Now that's some crazy stuff. We got an expert in the chat who works with criminally insane people, and he's saying that Romeo is one of the worst he's seen. That is crazy. This guy is a straight socio/psychopath. It's as if he got a thrill out of just killing all these people for no sane reason. That is so tragic. And then these families have to bury all 9 bodies while one is still recovering from a leg wound. Oh, man. William says, look up the Jesse Dodson he killed. Yeah, I might have to take a look at that one, too. I didn't even hear about that one. Thank you, William, for letting me know about that one. Really hope that they give us more information about what happened. But anyways, guys, that is the tragedy that we have learned about today, y'all. Hug your kids, keep your family close, and just be vigilant of those family members that you think is off in some way. They might be suffering from some type of mental illness, and you might want to get them some help just in case, just to avoid something like this happening again. It's just so sad. I pray that the families of this tragedy, I pray condolences for those families, and I also pray that the family members who've lost their lives and the Nigerian man, that is so sad. Sorry, y'all. I'm sad right now. I pray they all rest in peace. And now what they're going to have to do with the Nigerian man is they're going to have to ship his body back to Nigeria so they can have a proper burial for him. That's the even worse part. And a lot of families in Nigeria are very, very poor. And it costs thousands of dollars for them to ship a body back to Nigeria. So they're going to have to raise money to get his body back. I am so devastated. Oh, God. All right, guys, keep this family in your prayers. Hopefully we'll have a part 2 to find out what was really going on with this man, but we'll see. We're going to wait and see if the officers release any more information. All right, take care, guys.